So roofs can be kind of tough because you really need some height. You really have to shift your perspective to see what's going on. So this was an example. I thought this was pretty funny. We were seeing in the first floor of the house, there was a major leak in the kitchen. And I don't know if you can see this very well on the TV, but right here, the seller pointed right there and was like, listen, we just fixed the leak. We patched the roof. Really nice. So you don't have to worry about it. But when we got up there, we realized the leak was actually coming from the second story, and the roof was completely caved in. So who knows how long that roof was like that? No, you can't even see that from the ground level. So it's not until you like get some height and change the perspective that you're even going to know what the condition of the roof
What
looks
did you
like.
use to see
That was probably a drone.
a drone?
Yeah.
And shielded home inspections have drones.
Yeah, we do sub out like the drone inspections, and we use a camera pole as well. So whatever we have to do to get on top of the roof, we will check it out.
I had a friend who, well, a few of them actually, and people I met at the expo who said that they had gotten like pretty much $20,000 they lost because
They
the
did say
person that did their home inspection didn't even look at the roof.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was
can't
a
believe
thing.
that.
But
That's
apparently,
ridiculous.
because technically we can just look at the roof from the ground level. We could just technically use binoculars and, you know, that's it. That's the standards. But I always go above the standards because that is so important. Like you would have never seen that from the ground. This was an example. Again, homeowner said, we just put new shingles on the roof. The roof is good. You don't even have to go up there and check it. So I don't know if he was scammed. I don't know if he was trying to scam us, but only half the roof was done. So literally over here, he had new shingles, and over there, the shingles were falling off the roof. So again, verify this stuff that the people are telling you because it sounds nice. Oh, he fixed the roof. We're good. We don't have to worry about it. I would still check because this happens a lot. This is called a partial repair. A lot of times contractors show up, they do half the work, and they're like, oh, we'll be back tomorrow. Now, again, I don't know if they're scamming people or they just get busy and somebody's like, hey, I need a roof somewhere else, and they just go start another job. But you really have to get them to come back and finish sometimes. And this was one of the worst roofs I've ever seen. They completely butchered putting this roof on. There's no underlayment, which is like the paper and stuff they put under the shingles. They literally just put shingles on this roof. They didn't even nail it correctly. You can see all these black strips right here. These are called nailing strips, and you're not supposed to see those at all. So the issue with a roof being installed like this isn't even just that it's a bad installation, but if your insurance company comes by, yeah, they're not going to insure your house. And so this happens to a lot of people. They buy a house with a first-time home buyer loan, which I believe they require that you have homeowners insurance to even get the mortgage. They move into the house. The insurance company comes around and says, we're dropping you unless you fix that roof. Now they're in a situation, they just bought a house. They're probably over leveraged with debt. Where are they going to get, you know, $15,000, $20,000 to redo a roof? So
Buyer go back, I don't know if this is true or not, can the buyer go back to the inspector and sue them?
potentially. Well, actually, the home inspection doesn't guarantee that the house is insurable. So that's a big thing. So just because a home inspector does their inspection, the insurance companies nowadays, people have probably been hearing what's going on with insurance. People's rates are skyrocketing. The insurance companies are getting really, what's the word? Just, yeah. And they're being really strict. And so these roof shingles, they're rated from the manufacturer to be 30 years. They're rated to last for 30 years. Insurance companies now are going around and saying if it's 25 years or older, they won't even insure it. So now it's, you know, you have to think about that again. So a home inspector could be 25, 26-year-old roof. It could look fine. Your insurance company might have a whole other issue with it. But yeah, something like this, if the home inspector missed it, probably shouldn't be inspecting houses.
And how much did you save the guy on this roof?
Well, yeah, there was one roof we saved them like almost $30,000-$40,000 because they went back to the seller and said, listen, we can't buy this because the roof is no good. And so again, another reason to have a good home inspection, because that can be a good negotiating tactic. And you can get this stuff, you know, fixed before you buy the house. So,
I'm sorry, what's your job?
oh, I'm a home inspector.
I know,
Uh-huh.
What did you do to save the money?
Oh, so when we did the report, we let them know that the roof was installed incorrectly. They couldn't get insurance with it. And so the seller replaced the roof for them, which cost almost about 20 grand.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we saved them that money, because otherwise they would have had to pay full price for the house. And then on top of that, pay another 20 grand to redo the roof.
If they walk away, then the seller would have to show that on the seller's closure that.
Yeah, exactly. So again, inspections is really great negotiation tool. You know, most people, they think their house is going to sell, and if they're in that position where it's like they got to replace the roof, they're really inclined to do it. Otherwise, they're just going to get in that situation again.
Did everyone understand what he was saying about how he saved the guy? Like,
No, I didn't get that.
okay, so imagine the roof would, if he didn't, so this roof is completely installed wrong.
Right,
The
yeah.
nailing strip is showing, which is
Yeah.
not supposed to be showing. You can't get insured by this. So the man who was trying to buy the home, right? He got the seller to take off $20,000 for this guy.
Right.
Yeah, as a credit. But then if the guy bought the house with this messed up roof, not only would he have had to pay the seller the $20,000 extra, but he would have to have fixed the roof himself and pay another $15,000 to $20,000.
Yeah.
So he saved that guy potentially $40,000. Yeah, and he got insurance now because he got a new roof. Right.